Mēs esam pie militārās kaut kādas bāzes, laikam. Mēģināsim apskatīties, kas tur iekšā ir. Ir visādi bunkuri baigie. Diezgan tāds neumīgs. Neuzviet kādu līķi.
As far as is known, this military facility has served as a transmission station. Tunnels and bunkers have been built inside the mountain to shelter from possible missile attacks.
Mums baterija sāk beigties. Beidzās baterija. Slēdzas ārā. Viņa Bultiņas vajadzēs īmēt. Mums būs otrā pusē.
It is not at all pleasant to be here in the dark. These tunnels stretch through the entire mountain. There are unvented shafts in the floor that you can easily fall into without lighting.
Mēs te mājā. Jā, diezgan bailīga vieta. Ja būtu te vienam jāpaliek pa nakti, tad no rīta droši vien nojūties iznākt ārā.
Once again, time passes unnoticed and the day is already turning to the other side. We have to start thinking about where to spend the night because you never know what the future road will be and whether something unexpected will happen. Some options for overnight stays, and we succeed in this too.
Labs rītiņš visiem. Vakar izīrējām māju. Šādu te mājiņu. Izbraucām no meža, bijām diezgan piekusuši pa visiem tiem kalniem un nebija īsti kur palikt. Arī telti īsti nebija, kur uzcelt, visur ir tādas aizaugušas un jocīgas vietas. Tad izrādās, ka varēja izīrēt māju, iebraucām tādā ciematiņā un te ir pa zievu notiek slēpošanas. Tāds te lielie kalni un slēpošanas trases te ir. Un tad mēs dabojām 40 eiro visu māju. Cepās, un te mēs taisām brokastīs olas. Bekoniņš. Mocīši mums ir garāžā. Paēdīsim un tad jau dosimies ceļā. Un izmazgājām vakar drēbes, izkārām uz loģijas, bet izrādās, ka ārā laikam bija kaut kāds mitrums pa nakti un viss bija slapšs. Un tad tas notiek šādi.
When the clothes are dried with a hair dryer, the vacuum cleaner is also quite useful and fulfills its function. It is 9 o'clock in the morning. A quick inspection of the belongings. Everything is put in its place and we are ready to go. All that remains is to say goodbye to the owners of the house. Before we go off-road, we take the opportunity to fill up. A calmer mind if the gasoline is in the tank. If there is someone who catches, then there is someone who runs away. Such chases on country roads are not particularly surprising. Without undue stress, we roll on. The road is transparent and pleasant, although the air temperature is over 30 degrees, but the wind cools down slightly as we move forward. After some time, the road changes its character and begins a steep descent. It's hard to see with the camera's eye, but it requires more attention than usual.
Bišķiņ apgāzās. Te baigais slīpums. Es bremzēju, lai neieskrienās, nevarēju jau ar otro vairāk. Un bišķiņ izsliedēja purns. Un tā, bet tur lejā nav, mēs netiks augšā. Kamerā jau neredz, te vienkārši tā aiziet lejā. Ei! Es ieraudzīju šito te lejā. Un te es te nospiedu. Man jau rāvās baigais ātrums. Nē, daudz nevajag. Labi, daudz nevajag.
We decide not to take too many risks, turn our bikes around and ride back, because there is a bypass road nearby that leads to a lake covered with islets called Ramsco Lake. As we drive out the islet-covered lake, the smells of the cafes make us stop to taste the freshly caught fish. The cat doesn't refuse a bite either. Ramsco Lake is an artificial lake. Lake is created with the construction of Rama Dam in 1968 on the river Rama, and it serves as a reservoir to store Rama's waters used by Rama Hydroelectric Power Station. Being in Latvia, we constantly followed the weather forecasts, and they promised that it would be very hot here, up to 43 degrees. Of course, we try to keep the water in sufficient quantity, but anyway, this kind of risk exists when you get stuck in an abandoned place without help and communications. At the moment, the thermometer fluctuates between 30 and 34 degrees, which is 10 degrees less than promised earlier. It is dry, but it is good that the road surface is not rotting. Every now and then, a storm cloud appears, but we don't expect rain anyway. The plan for this day is to get to a city called Mostar.
Tā mēs te laižam. Ja tev ir bijis, tad ceļam var izdarīt šitā. Mēs atstāsim arī kaut ko no sevis šeit. Ja kāds jūs kādreiz brauksiet, tad zināsiet. Es te biju.
We are here. The heat is hotter in the city, but we have to wait a little longer until we find the reserved hotel, and then we will get our long-desired cold beer.
أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا
Mostar is situated on the Neretva River and is the fifth largest city in the country. Mostar was named after the bridge keepers, Mostari, who guarded the Stari Most, or Old Bridge. The Old Bridge, a UNESCO World Heritage Site commissioned by Suleiman the Magnificent in the 16th century, is one of Bosnia and Herzegovina's most visited landmarks and is considered an exemplary piece of Islamic architecture in the Balkans. Unfortunately, the Mostar Bridge is also famous for another reason. Its destruction on November 9, 1993, caused by the bombing of the Croatian army during the brutal Balkan War. Fortunately, the bridge was completely rebuilt and reopened to the public in 2004, becoming a symbol of peace and the rebirth of Bosnia. The most common religion in Bosnia and Herzegovina is Islam, and exactly such sounds or prayer can be heard 5 times a day, every day. Evidence of the war that took place in this country is in every village and town. As a reminder, you can see houses shot through by machine guns in which people still live.
Šodien bija īstais teicis, un visīstākais.
Varēja visu dienu baudīt, braukt un vienkārši priecāties par skatiem. Vispār neticās, ka no Mostar atbrauc kaut kur foršā vietā. Tāda dīvaina sajūta. Sevišķi, ka tu brauc visu ceļu pa zemīšiem, pa kaut kādiem, nezinu, pēkšņi no kalna tu nobrauc lejā un nonāc tādā vietā. Kā jau baigi tās pilsētas lielās nepatīk. Bet, šiten ir tāda sajūtiņa toču. Fine. Mēs esam tā kā Mostara vecpilsētā, pilns ar turistiem. Mēs ejam uz to slaveno veco tiltu.
Ko može nagrādīt, koks za minūtu?
Lai redzētu, kā cilvēks nolec no tilta, tam pienāca otrs džeks pa to maliņu un staigāja tādu cepurīti un vāc naudu. Es arī varu nolekt no soliņa. Pūkstens ir 9 vakarā un projām ārā ir kaut kādi 33 grādi apmēram.
Ko darīsi? Bišķi jāpēs priekā.
It is 8 in the morning and the air has already warmed up to 32 degrees. We are rested and we have to go on. Adventures await outside the city. Watching this video, someone is sure to have a question. How far can you go with a full tank, and where can you fill up here in the mountains? Yes, you can't fill up in the mountains, so you have to fill up in cities or villages, and you can drive about 200 or 300 kilometers with a full tank. It all depends on the driving speed and load. Mostly, it is 50 to 100 kilometers from such mountain roads to the nearest city, so finding a filling station is quite easy. The main thing is to follow and not forget to fill up in the Euphoria. And yes, water is almost as important or even more important, because at least here the proximity of water is not a very common phenomenon.
Kas tad mums ir te? Dzidrs ūdentiņš. Jāiet iekšā.
This was the only time during the entire trip that we could refresh ourselves on the way. After swimming, the body's batteries are restored and we feel much better. We don't want to stay here because there are many white seals and human look on the beach. It does not attract us at all. Asphalted, quiet serpentines lead us through the valleys, taking us higher and further away from civilization, as one of the informational articles said. You can only get to this village called Lukomir by foot or horse. I don't know in which century this article was made, because today we have Tenere 700. Taking into account the rapid development of tourism, the small, beautiful paths turn into asphalted, smooth highways. For now, in our case, we can still enjoy the originality. Before the trip, we dreamed of swimming in mountain lakes, how we will spend the nights in tents and eat home-cooked food on the fire. But nothing. The tent was removed from the bag once when I was looking for where I had put my cutlery, and the pan has not been seen at all from the very moment it was loaded, all because we haven't found any suitable camping spots so far. After riding all day in this heat, you are sweaty and sticky. Without a bath or shower, there is not the slightest desire to spend the night in a tent.
Tāda te ķirbuļa. Tā kājām nevar uznākt. Es vairs nevaru. Kur tu esi atjājis vispār? Tur vajag.
grādu karstums. Mēs esam ceļā uz Lukomir. Nenormāli grūts ceļš. Rokas pat trīc. Viss vienos akmeņos. Mēs ir ritīgi augstu kalnā. Un vēl kaut kādu stundu līdz turienai jābrauc. Bet, ko turēt. Višķiņ jāatvēl kāpu, 10 minūšu pauzīt. Un te braucam tālāk.
Constant concentration, exertion, and heat require a lot of energy. As easy as the first part of the day was, the second is immeasurably more difficult. A clumsy turn knocks the front of the bike off, and trying to balance it knocks my arm too, but we have to do it. It feels like approaching the edge of the world. The road is rocky and the bikes literally jump from one side to the other. Constantly looking forward, I wait for the fall. But it doesn't happen. Looking at the map, you have to drive a mere 20 kilometers, which takes almost the whole day. Along with us, the rain also arrives in the village. I don't know how everything would end if it started raining earlier. Our drive would probably end because it would be too dangerous to continue. Anyway, the most important thing is that we are safe and sound. Now you have to think about where to stay.
Te saimniecība mums uztaisīja ēst. Īsti lauku virtuve.
Es nezinu, kas ir tas, bet šis ir aliņš.
Perfekt, ne? Mēs tā kā ienācām tajā namiņā. Tāda sieviete, jā, kaut ko runāja, vai grib palikt tajā savā valodiņā. Un mēs piekritām. Kaut ko sākotnēji mēs nebijām domājuši te palikt pa nakti. Bet tas ceļš bija tik traks, ka vienkārši vairs rokas netur braukt kaut kur. Izpumpējās pilnīgi sausi. Un tad viņi piedāvāja palikt. Prasīja, vai gribēs arī ēst. Uztaisīja mums vietējos kaut pončiks atkal. Ar pašu kaut kādu biespieniņu, droši vien no kazām vai kas tur aitām. Tad vēl atnes tādu pīrāgu kaut kādu. Alus mums ir. Un tā vieta ir bailbā. Tāds skats pa logu. Kā nekur. Un mēs atbraucām īstenībā pašā pēdējā brīdī, ka ritīgi sāka kliedz gāzt. Ja mēs būtu palikuši kalnos, tur nebija vispār, kur patverties. Ritīgi sāk gāzt, un pa tiem akmeņiem braukt vispār nebūtu reāli. Nebūtu. Vai nu mēs tur nosistos, vai nu vienkārši krist visu laiku zemē, vai trešais variants sēdēt zem koku un raudāt. Mēs jau tur stāvējām tā kā Dievu nepieņēma tā bēdīgām sejām. Domājam, atkal jābrauc tālāk. Galīgi slapi, tādi sasvīduši. Un šeku reku ienācām patvērtām durtiņām un mūs sagaidīja vakariņā un āliņu.
Nu tā mēs esam nodzīvojušies. Nav ko vilkt mugurā. Bija tāds maršruts, ka viss apens ir
Putās.
vienkārši.
Un man arī lielais pakotājs atbraucis ar vienām apenēm ceļojumā. Šitās te, nezinu, caurumu vēl nav, bet gan jau izturēs. Un tā mēs te dzīvojam.
While the women are chopping wood, we go on a short excursion to get our first impressions of this village before going to sleep. Local shepherd dogs join our walk. They too herded the sheep in the folds before dark, and now it's time to get to know us.
Bija to ciešanu vērts. Tā braukšana. Tie ir tik skaisti. Šī ir mūsu istabiņa. Tā ir balkons. Nu, es nezinu, vai tur video redz, bet es nolikšu vienu soli. Te ir metrs. Metrs, tas nozīmē, ka kaut kādi 3 metri kopā. Un mums arī drēvs ir nolikts rītdienai. Jā, ballei, jo te būs liela svētki rīt, arī kaus kazu, un mums būs jāpiedalās. Tur asins dzeršanas būs un tā.
Lukomir is located 1,500 meters above sea level, which makes it the highest and most isolated village in all of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Because of its isolation, this village remained untouched during the war. Today, there are 50 houses in the village, of which only 21 are habitable between May and October. In winter, the villagers come down from the mountain because the village is inaccessible due to the heavy amount of snow. Wandering through these narrow streets of the village and observing the centuries-old buildings, you actually go back in time and the feeling is surreal.
Sestdienas rīts. Izgulējušies, jā?
Nu, jā.
Skats pa logu. Vēl vakar neizdevās parādīt. Tad mums ir balkoniņš. Tā izskatās. Kafijas laiks kalnos. Ai, ko labi. Ir pienācis rīts, laiks brokastīm. Saulīte ir uzlekusi. Jā, kas tas ir?
Biespieniņš. Šito es nezinu.
Kaut kāds kuskus izskatās.
Kuskus. Un
Paniņas.
šito es nemēģināšu.
Es pamēģināšu. Varbūt varēs aiziet tā kārtīgāk uz to vēlāk. Kā ir?
Nē.
No priekš tevī.
Nē. Nu,
Pēc ko garšo?
es nezinu. Pēc kūti bišķiņ. Bet neēd atstāt. Jāēd kaut kā.
Lēni jau, varbūt piegaršosies.
Apvainosies vēl, es nezinu, varbūt.
The party and blood drinking is missing because it was all our fantasy. Sorry, but maybe the villagers will organize a party without us. We have a secret pouch in our bag that we decided to open on the mountain.
Mums no rīta tās brokastis baigi negāja pie dūša. Tāpēc, man mamma parasti tā dara, ka viņi miskastē nemet. Un tad mēs domājam izbaros kaut kādiem dzīvnieciņiem, suņiem, bet neviens suns nav, visi droši vien aizgāja ganībās. Tad mēs paņēmām līdzi to ēdieniņu. Mēs mēģinās kaut kur noliksim, lai kāds suncīts vismaz pāēda. Negribējās jau saimniecei teikt, ka mums negaršo, viņi jau tāpat centās tur taisīt. Bet vismaz kāds cits būs paēdis. Totiņ. Bet vai es te varētu dzīvot? Droši vien, ka nē. Vienā brīdī droši vien kaut kā, nezinu, apnikt vai sāktos kaut kāda konflikta sevīm. Bet kā būtu, to jau nezinu. Mums bija līdzi šāds te iedots no bērniem. Un manējais teica, ka viena ir jādod gačam, viena man. Katram 2, vēl ir 2. Un Lotte man atsūtīšu tādu te, ko pamīcīt. Ja stresiņš rodās. Tad mēs izdomājam, ka tā būs īstā vieta, kur viņas apēst. Tās košļens.
Tā kā bērnībā.
Jā, turbens.
Būs arī papīrīši?
Būs. Mēs pēc tam varēs uzspēlēt dončiks vēlāk.
Tādā, ja. Pežo. Kaut kāds.
Sēdīsies šitās te un tad mums būs spēks. Turbo. Īstais turbo ātrums. Un to jau. Pirmo zortu. Pienācis brīdis, sveitīgais, atstāt arī mūsu nospiedumu enduro taka limbažu Lukomirā.
The unspoiled nature with all these villagers makes a perfect combination that will become an unforgettable adventure. No modern resort can give the kind of impressions that come from such trips, no matter how much we want to, but we can't stay here any longer. There are other roads to drive and other places to see. The further road takes us through Sarajevo, or rather along the edge, without entering the center, in order to reach the next mountaintops as quickly as possible. Here we take advantage of the filling options and grab a bun at the local pastry shop.
Hello.
How much money?
Huh?
Oh, okay.
We pass through mountain resorts, winter ski slopes, closed areas, and we are on the right track. The fresh air whets the appetite, and the thought of the fresh donut in the bag is unsettling, and we must be stopped.
Kas Kas tev būs šodien pusdienās?
Meža gaļiņa ar pupiņām.
Kur
Paldies sponsoriem.
The absorbed energy will be useful for the future journey because we have no idea how much it will tire us out. It's one thing to go up a hill, but it's quite another to go down it.
Bremzes laikam nospiestas.
Atkal slīpums. Man baigi akmeņi. Lagā? Es nezinu. Pagā.
Turies. Būs tas pats, kas vakar. Izbliezīs korķis ārā.
Kaut kā šodien ir bail no visa. Kas tā? Nemīst. Galvenais nemīst un braukt. Lēniņā. Ne? Miera. Nekas te traks. Jā. Lejā tevi gaida nāve. Droši. Noslāpu. Tūlīt gāzīs, un tad te ir trauma.
Tā viss, te ir telts mežā.
Kāda tev telts mežā? Mēs tur aizskalot, močus te pat nomet. Es nevaru vairāk. Jāmet miers. Jātiek uz strāsu un jābrauc prom. Uz kādu gasķiņici, es nezinu, kas jādara. Nē. Nē, viss kārtībā. Šitas ir lielāks, bet man liekas būs drošāks. Tas izskatās tāds kūrīzums. Es nezinu.
Closer to the foot of the hill, the road becomes wetter. It's getting dark faster and faster, and the foreboding of approaching rain is not pleasant. Around the bend, we meet two Czech motorcycle travelers. One has problems with the carburetor, and he cannot continue the journey on his own. Announcing the very muddy section that awaits us next, where they have been struggling for a long time until one of their bikes breaks down. We also decide not to continue this section of the road.
Yeah, maybe. It will just be a help to turn the motorcycle there.
The accumulated fatigue and emotions of all the previous days reduce our confidence with every kilometer. Tantrums are starting to creep in because we can't control our bikes properly. In such times, one must understand how far to go and when to stop. We choose the second option because otherwise there is a high chance of serious injury. In order to recover a bit and gather strength, we rest for a couple of days, putting the bikes to rest because the journey home will be long and tiring.
Latvia.
Enjoy.
Thanks.
That's it. The ride is over. To our credit, we have endured each other's presence and strengthened our friendship. As well as mountains, internal peaks and limits have also been reached, which will come in handy in future trips. Where will it be? Time will tell.
Kur augšņi palika?
Tās ir mana rezerves kājas, ja nu šitās te
Saplīst, jā?
saplīst, jā. Domāju, vilkšu tās tagad, šitās netur vairāk.
Tās ir pilsētas.